Hey, true believers, Anglin here with another Comic Book Origins, and this is where we take a look at the first appearance of any hero, villain, or team. In this case, we are looking at Harley Quinn, Miss Harley Quinzel herself. In all honesty, if you want to see the very first appearance of Harley Quinn, here it is.
It is to laugh, huh, Mr. J?
First appearing in the Joker's favor from the Batman animated series in September of 1992. It wasn't until 93 that she made her comic book appearance, which we're going to talk about today. And even further down the line, we're going to have to talk about her very first appearance in continuity, Batman Harley Quinn #1 in October 99, created by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm. And I have to say it, also created by Arlene Sorkin, Tara Strong. I mean, they've had just as much shaping her as anything we've ever seen. Of course, she was attached to the Joker for a while, broke off from that to join Suicide Squad, Gotham City Sirens. Some people say it was an improvement. Some people say she should have stayed with the Joker. I think any character is good so long as they got a great writer. Now this, thank you very much to CHRISTIE Miller, was a commissioned video. And if you want to commission a video for yourself, go on over to Ko-Fi. Links in the description below, where you can choose any category you want. I'll talk about any character. Like I said, hero, villain, super team. If you've got a story that you think deserves more attention, or if you have a story you don't understand why it's getting so much attention, you pick. You tell me what to do with my channel, and hey, you know what? I will have fun doing that video for you. One of the reasons I started commissioning videos is because YouTube is strangling I Love Comics. They're only allowing me 300 views per video, so I started another channel as well called Old Man Comics. So make sure you're going on over there. You can type in Old Man Comics Anglin, and you'll find it right away. Subscribe and make sure you hit those notification bells. As soon as I hit 1,000, every video I'm going to be doing is going to be over there, and this is going to be for live streams. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and with all that aside, let's get this party started and dig into Batman Adventures number 12. As always, we start by looking at the cover, and I've got to say it's okay. It's a decent cover. The Batman Adventure comics had some good, but never anything iconic. And this one might become iconic because it's the first appearance of Harley Quinn, but otherwise, no. Part of my problem with it is it's got two things telling us it's going to be focused on Batgirl. Now, she's front and center, so that's fine. But the writing over Batman, I don't know. That's kind of cheesy. So it's not bad. Like I said, it's not a bad cover. It's just not amazing. If you look on like Pamela's eyes or Poison Ivy's eyes, they're a little bit wonky looking. They're different sizes and everything. Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Like I said, it's decent. It doesn't hurt the eyes. It's just not all that great. The book opens and we see Batman going up Mount Rushmore to stop a guy who's shooting at him with the title of Batgirl, Day 1, Act 1, Ladies' Night. Batman, he told me 4 days ago he was leaving town to track down the man behind the Rock Ridge heist. It's going to be one of those days, guys. And we find out that a lot of modern-day feminists would be awesome because they make a big deal that Harley Quinn's first appearance is written by a woman, Kelly Puckett. Yay. And we cut to Barbara and James Gordon talking. She just steps out of the shower, and we find out that it was James Gordon that was actually telling us Batman was going to be out. And Barbara is about to go to a costume party, and she asks her dad, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be Batman, jumping around the rooftops and everything? And Gordon says no. A lot of people try to kill him, and it just takes one shot, one mistake, and it's all over for him. And while he admires Batman, he doesn't think anybody should envy him. And so James leaves, and Barbara's like, well, I guess I shouldn't have shown him my costume then. And you see it's a little Batgirl costume. Cut to outside of the Molten Towers, where the costume party is taking place, and we see two women. We know it's Harley and Ivy, come on. And they're talking about kidnapping a girl while we see Batgirl actually entering into the party room. Inside the party, we see Barbara walking around. We find out that she's actually friends with Sandy, the girl that Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy want to kidnap. But apparently looking for her friend, she bumps into a security guard who says, "You're not supposed to be back here!" And she is told, "Go back to the party," and then he turns around, "Hey, you girls aren't supposed to be back here," and we hear, "She swings," and ladies and gentlemen, the very first comic book appearance of Harley Quinn, as she basically brains the guy with a ball bat. "Who are you, Batman Squeeze? What? No. Gee, that's too bad. You could have given him this message from me." And she looks as if she's about to belt Batgirl. "Oh, it just occurred to me. This is actually Batman Adventure's first appearance of Batgirl, at least the comic book version. It's a twofer." Act 2, if the suit fits, we see Batgirl duck the swing that Harley gives, trying to grab the ball bat away from Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn headbutts Batgirl. But as many men have found out in a fight, nobody wins with a headbutt. Both of them are kind of brained. Harley Quinn says, "I don't think I did that right." Poison Ivy walks in and sees her fall. "Harley? Out of my way. Harley, are you all right?" "Sure, I'm just gonna lie here for a while." That's the spirit. Poison Ivy turns on Batgirl, holding up what looks like a wrist crossbow. Batgirl says, "You shoot me, and I'll drop it," as she picks up a plant. Poison Ivy asks her, "You would take the life of an innocent plant? What kind of monster are you?" And Batgirl throws it. Catch! Batgirl uses the time that Poison Ivy is distracted to jump into the room that the two villains are in. Seeing her friend Sally sitting in a chair, she uses another to block the door and begins to untie the victim. Sally asks Batgirl, "Who are you?" And she replies, Batgirl. Batman couldn't make it." They see the door bulges. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy try to burst through it. Batgirl says, "Come on," and they begin to run away. Sandy says, and yes, I realize I called her Sally, don't at me, says, "Wow, I can't believe we made it. You were amazing back there. You just beat up Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy." And Batgirl's like, "I guess I did, didn't I? You know, this isn't as tough as I thought it'd be." Famous last words, of course, as Batgirl rounds the corner. "Hey, Bat Chick!" And she sees Harley Quinn standing there holding a really big gun. And then, blam! Somehow Harley missed. I mean, she literally admits to it. Missed. Well, at first you don't succeed, but then she gets hit by the security guard. And as Batgirl saying, "Thank God she tried to kill me," she's taken out by the security guard as well. We see Batgirl sleeping, but when she wakes up, Catwoman! And we see that Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Sandy, and Batgirl are all tied to tables. Poison Ivy suspects Catwoman of stepping into their arena trying to kidnap Sandy, but she's like, "No, the diamond up there? It's really rare, and I had all the guards switched out with my own guards, and I'm going to steal it." And Batgirl's like, "Wait a second, Gordon picked out everybody by hand." And she's like, "Yeah, still. That's what I do." Finally, one of Catwoman's guards yells, "Hey, we broke through, Catwoman, we're in." Catwoman leaps through the ceiling. "Don't move, don't even breathe." And she removes the diamond. "Ciao, girls. Kiss, kiss." So Batwoman tells, wait, why did she tie Poison Ivy up with her dart gun? Because she says, "Hey, if you shoot me with one of your darts." I mean, Poison Ivy has the limberness to shoot Batgirl's ropes. She had the opportunity to shoot Catwoman. That's just dumb. Not good planning on Catwoman's part. Anyway, Batgirl escapes. Batgirl uses her escape time to throw a dart through the glass case that held the diamond, causing the alarm to go off. Catwoman tells her men, "Hey, you guys get into an elevator and you go and distract the cops, and I'm going to get away with the diamond. And next time we do a heist, I'll distract the cops." And they're like, "Wait a second, we'll get arrested," because, you know. How do they get anybody to ever work for them a second time? That's what I always wanted to know about Batman villain henchmen. Catwoman bursts into the rooftop, obviously making fun of the men she just duped. Batgirl steals the diamond, and Catwoman's like, "Oh, little girl, you are out of your league." Batgirl says, "I know," and she throws the diamond overboard, like she's out to sea. She throws the diamond over the side of the rooftop, and Catwoman's like, "I'll get you next time." Catwoman, she's right there. Get her now! Just saying. Anyway, Catwoman leaves and Batgirl looks down. She just threw the diamond on the fire escape, yet neither one of them heard the... You would think it's diamond on metal. You would hear something, right? Silliness. And back at the party, cops are taking statements. One guy's actually talking to what looks like a woman dressed as Charlie Chaplin, asking her, "So, you're really not a tramp?" Which, come on, dude. Get a better line. Barbara sees James and yells, "Dad!" And he's like, "Hey, you're all right." And she's like, "Yeah, I was nowhere near the action. I was off with myself eating munchies." And he goes, "Hey, where's your costume?" She's like, "Oh, I threw it away. It didn't fit." And there we go, gang. The first appearance of Harley Quinn. It's more of a Batgirl story, introducing her into the comic book series, but there you go. And here's the cool thing. It was a good story, but most of those Batman adventures were. If you like the comic, you're going to like or if you like the cartoon, you're going to like the comic. Good for kids and adults. Now, Christie didn't just ask for the comic book first appearance there. She asked for the origin story, and aren't we madly in love with the origin of Harley Quinn? I think so, and we should take a look at that right now. Batman Adventures Mad Love, starring Harley Quinn and the Joker, and of course Batman. Always taking a look at the cover first. I've dug this one since the beginning. I really do. It's not my favorite of the two covers, though. I mean, I like Joker coming out of the Joker card. We've got Batman on his bat symbol. You know, Harley Quinn obviously in love with the Joker. I am a fan of the relationship, and yes, I know what it means for Harley Quinn, but I think it adds depth, and I think it's something that needs to be looked at. This is my favorite cover. This has more of the animated series feel. Like the other one is a bit too cartoony. This one really does look like it could be a panel right out of the comic book, and that's why this one has always been my favorite. Which one is yours? Let me know in the comments below. And let's get down to checking out Batman Adventures Mad Love. The book opens with Jim Gordon at a dentist office. He's called and he walks by himself to the dentist office. Usually you have somebody walking with you, but this is a weird one. And he steps in. The dentist is looking at some x-rays and washing his hands. Then the dentist turns around and, oh my gosh, it's the Joker. We see a projectile come in and pop! Turns into party streamers, which ties Jim Gordon down. The two villains look the cop over, and Harley Quinn asks, "Well, what's your diagnosis?" And Joker says, "Everything has to go." But just before Joker could drill right through Gordon's head, Batman crashes through the window. Joker says, "You're late for your appointment." And for some reason, instead of punching Joker right in the face, he throws down a pair of teeth and says, the hint was easy. You're losing your edge. You're sloppy, predictable. Harley Quinn says, "Excuse me, but the teeth were my idea, and so is this," and she sprays gas on Batman. And instead of just shooting Batman right in the head, Harley Quinn makes a joke which really irritates the Joker. And he says, "Well, Bats, it's been a hoot as always, but I really must run." And he decides to throw a grenade. I guess so, if you want to blow him up instead. But kaboom, right in the head. That would have at least taken care of Batman, right? I mean, you could give me the whole, well, Joker sees the Batman as the opposite side of him and he never wants to kill him because he loves the... No, look at it. The explosion right here. He wanted him dead. So, yeah. Anyway, James is like, "I hate these crack-ups." And we see that sweet animated series Batmobile drive into the Batcave. Mad Love, Paul Dini, Bruce Timm. "As you're back in one piece, I assume your campaign against the Joker was successful. I stopped him from killing Gordon, if that's what you mean. I wasn't able to nail him, though. He's become more slippery than ever, now that he has a new playmate. Harley Quinn was no angel. As a teenager, she won a gymnastics scholarship to Gotham State University, but her real goal was a degree from the university's prestigious psychology department. Never mind that she didn't want to get it by studying. I seem to recall she was going to be one of those annoying pop psychologists with her own line of self-help books and such. Needless to say, her plans have changed since then." Cut to Harley Quinn dancing around in a nightgown. "I feel pretty, oh so pretty." "Ahem," she says to the Joker as he's scribbling down plans for a new crime. Dressed quite scantily for a kid's cartoon at 3 o'clock in the afternoon after school, she lays down on his desk. "Ahem, go away, I'm busy." "Ah, come on, Puddin'. Don't you want to rev up your Harley? Vroom, vroom." And he knocks her off the desk. And yes, that caused a lot of people to go, "Oh, wow, that's a bit much for a cartoon at 3 o'clock after school there. Okay, way to go, Fox Kids. Sweetie, I got the whoopee cushion." But instead of enticing, it just angers him because of what happened during the day, and he yells at her that her tired old teeth gag was trite and he needs to come up with something glorious that will finally end the feud between Batman, first with his humiliation and then his death. And then Harley Quinn says what I've been saying all along, just shoot him. This angers the Joker, who says, know this, my sweet, the death of Batman must be nothing less than a masterpiece, the triumph of my sheer comic genius over his ridiculous mask and gadgets. And as Harley Quinn is contemplating the fact that had the acid actually hit her, she would be dead, Joker finds an old plan called the Death of 100 Smiles. This is perfect. I'll lure Batman to some out-of-the-way place. Then when he least expects it, bang! Spring a hidden trap door and drop him into my specifically prepared piranha tank. Ha ha! The last thing he'll see is all those beautiful, hungry smiles as they rip him to... Oh, wait. I know why I didn't go through with this. Oh, wait. Now I remember why I scrapped this plan. Piranhas can't smile. I know how to make some smiles, puddin'. And this is when any YouTuber has to ask himself how many of his viewers is he traumatizing by doing trying to do a sexy Harley Quinn voice while sick with the flu. Or any time, actually. And we do get a bit of clarity from Harley Quinn. She's being led by the nose downstairs, yelling, ow, 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 ow. She's kicked into a room with her hyenas, and she says, another night I get all dolled up. Another night I get the boot. Face it, Harley, this stinks. You're a certified nutso, wanted by the law in 24 states and hopelessly in love with a murderous psychopathic clown. But then we lose her again as she talks about how her life went to pot, and she's asking who's responsible, and she's like, Batman! It's always been Batman. He's coming between me and my puddin'. And Harley Quinn remembers, my first day at Arkham. Gosh, I was so nervous and jazzed. And she meets a doctor. Harley Quinzel, I'm Joan Leland. Hi, Joan. Call me Harley. Everyone does. I must admit I was surprised you wanted an intern here at Arkham. Anyone who had gone through med school with grades as high as yours could have written her ticket anywhere. And Harley tells her that she's drawn to extreme personalities, and the doctor's like, and high profile. And she goes, hey, you must admit the super criminals do kind of have an attractiveness to them. And she's like, look, if you're trying to make some sort of tell-all book, you've got another thing coming. But Harleen doesn't listen. She's attracted to one in particular, the Joker. They'd eat a novice like you for breakfast. Understand, Harley? Oh, absolutely. Later, Harley walks into her office and sees a rose that was sent by just one initial, J, and she knows it's the Joker. She walks over and asks, how did this get into my office? Joker says, I put it there, and Harley's like, oh, well, I guess Leland would be interested to find out you're out of your cell. And he's like, yeah, you would have told her already if you were going to. And then he flirts with her, saying that he really likes her name. It's a name that would put a smile on his face. And that someone like that could really be someone the Joker could tell his secrets to. And this causes Harley to think, it took nearly 3 months of pleading before Dr. Leland finally gave in and let me do a session with the Joker. She told me he was an animal, plain and simple, a fiend who enjoyed twisting the minds of those stupid enough to trust him. I was determined not to be taken unaware and studied up on all of his jokes, tricks, and gimmicks. Then I went in ready for anything. You know, my father used to beat me up pretty bad. Anything except that. The Joker begins to tell a story about his dad beat him and then says, I only remember one time when my dad was really happy, and he talks about a time he went to the circus, and every time a clown would pick something up, his pants would fall down and his dad would laugh out loud. So one night when he comes home late, he decides he's going to make his father laugh and drops his pants. And his dad just howled with laughter. And then he broke my nose. I still like to think he was aiming for my fanny and missed. At least that's what I told myself when I woke up in the hospital 3 days later. But hey, that's the downside of comedy. You're always taking shots from folks who just don't get the joke. Like my dad. Or Batman. Thanks, Doc. I feel a lot better. Same time next week? Sure. And then, of course, we see the notes that Harley Quinn has taken in the main cause for Joker's problems. Batman. In the weeks ahead, it soon became clear to me that the Joker, so often described as a raving homicidal madman, was nothing more than a tortured soul crying out for love and acceptance. A lost, injured child looking to make his world laugh at his antics. And there, as always, was the self-righteous Batman, determined to make life miserable for my angel. Yes, I admit it, as unprofessional as it sounds, I had fallen in love with my patient. Pretty crazy, huh? Not at all. As a dedicated, career-oriented woman, you felt the need to abstain from all amusement and fun. It's only natural you'd be attracted to a man who can make you laugh again. I knew you'd understand. Any time, the Joker says. Then there was that horrible week when he escaped. The poor thing was out on a run alone and frightened. I was so worried. And then she hears a noise as people are running, and she sees him, looking beaten and bloodied by Batman, who looks like he himself had been put through the ringer thanks to the Joker. But Harley Quinn doesn't see that. She holds the Joker in his arms, giving Batman a look that causes him to pause and back up. As they pull the Joker away from her, she cries, reaching out to him. And then she decides to do something about it. We see Harley run into a costume tricks and novelty shop, and as the clerk yells at her, obviously she puts him through the window as he's laying halfway in and out. She sneaks into the hospital, knocking out a guard, throwing a stink bomb, and then, boom! Shakalaka. Okay, it doesn't say shakalaka. I had that. Knock, knock, puddin'. Say hello to your new improved Harley Quinn. And we get to watch the two make their escape from the hospital using all of the tricks that Harley brought from the shop. And finally, we get to see Harley Quinn in the future that she had thought of, with Batman's head on the wall and their kids running around. Daddy, JJ's poisoning me again. Well, just poison him right back. But that dream will never come true as long as there's a Batman around to torment my puddin'. So Harley sees Joker sleeping, looks at his plans, and eureka! She has an idea. Later, we see the bat signal, and Gordon holds out a package. This came for you. To Batman, from H. If this message reaches Batman, I hope it's not too late for you to help me. I know how unbelievable that sounds, but it's no joke. Mr. J's gone off his nut for real. After you stopped him from killing Gordon, he swore he'd get even, not just with you, but the whole city. He's gonna wipe out everybody. I've seen the plans, the gas bombs, everything. At rush hour tomorrow morning, Gotham becomes one big grinning ghost town. I finally realize that this isn't funny anymore. All the people he's hurt, all the people he'll kill. I can help you get him if you promise me protection. Come alone. Red flag. Come alone to Pier 16 at the port of Gotham tonight at midnight. I'll hand over everything I've got, but only to you. You're the only one who can stop him. So Batman sees Harley Quinn on the pier. He says he's been there. He's checked for traps. He sees that she's alone, looking scared. He asks her to open the case that she brought, and she understands because of, the past. She's worried about booby traps. And when he's looking over the plans, they hear, "Traitor!"
Traitor!
They look and see Joker firing a machine gun at him from a boat. Batman throws Harley to the floor to protect her, and with a batarang knocks the head off of what looks to be a Joker robot. Harley uses Batman's surprise to inject him with some sort of sleeping chemical of some sort. She puts him to sleep. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, later he wakes up. He's like, "Where am I?" And she mentions that she removed his belt, and she has both his arms and legs not only tied, but chained. And so Batman wakes up to find out that it's just Harley Quinn. She's like, "Oh, you're awake. That knockout drug really kept you under. Plus, you've been hanging out upside down for a while. I don't think you're getting out of this one anytime soon. It's just me, B-Man. No Joker, no gas bombs, no city in peril, just you, that tank, and me. I want you to know I went to a lot of trouble to pull this off. Not only did I have to drag your carcass up here all by myself, but I had to loot every fish collector and aquarium in Gotham to get enough piranhas for this stunt, and I hate fish. Yuck!" Batman asks her then why bother? And she explains because she wanted to show that she could do what Joker needed her to do, and she kind of wanted to get past all the Batman stuff so her and Joker could have a future together. Batman laughs at this, understands exactly what went on. Oh, he fed you a lot of BS and a couple of lines, and she doesn't listen to it. Stop it, stop it. And he starts to quote the story about the clown that made his dad laugh, and that's when she begins to cry. But she calls BS on Batman and says, no, my puddin' loves me. And he's like, yeah, well, how will he know that you're the one that killed me? And she's like, what? What are you talking about? And he says that the piranha are going to eat me, but they're not going to leave much behind. And you could fake all of the stuff that they leave. So nervous and wanting to prove to Joker that she could do it, she gives him a call, and he's still just pacing back and forth, wondering what plan to do to catch Batman, to kill Batman. And he answers the phone. What? You have, Batman, you say. You have who? Tied up where? And Joker just takes off, and he could just imagine everybody thinking, oh, there goes the dude whose girlfriend killed the Batman. Cut to Jim Gordon, who's like, everybody come on, the chopper police, they found Joker, and he's heading somewhere. We got to go get him. Well, nerds to you, Mr. Smarty Bat. When I told Mr. J what I was doing, he was so thrilled he could hardly speak. He's on his way right here now to watch you feed the fish, and then... And she once again imagines her dream life with the Joker. Harley! You know, on a personal note, I would have to say that this image right here would be a perfect poster to describe Harley and Joker's relationship. So Harley excitedly rushes over to Joker, but gets slapped. Excuse me, I'll be a minute. But Puddin', I don't understand. Don't you want to finally get rid of Batman? Only if I do it, idiot. But it's still your plan, see? Everything just like you said, except I hung the guy upside down so he'd see their little frowns as little smiles. Now it all works. And this angers the Joker so much that he has to explain 2 rules of comedy. 1, if you have to explain the joke, there is no joke. And 2, you always take shots from people who don't get the joke, he says, as he hits her with what looks like a tuna, and she flies towards the window. And fly out she does. I mean, at the last panel, you see her arm in blood. If this was a modern-day DC Universe movie, she would be dead. I wouldn't be surprised to find out that was the original idea, to kill her off in this. And the worst part of it is that she blames herself for being thrown out the window. And this is one of those things that I always love this relationship. Not because, oh, you romanticize abuse. No, because it shows exactly how brutal and exactly how some women react. And it's amazing to me, but I think it really should be represented to show that, look, you're not the only person and you can get out of this kind of situation. So the Joker angrily releases Batman from the trap and realizes, wait a second. And he figures since he has Batman there, he might as well shoot him, right? I'm all right, but of course Batman being Batman knocks the gun too high, so instead of shooting Batman, he shoots the piranha tank. And as Joker gets attacked by piranha, Batman is able to roll away, leap up, grab his belt with his teeth. I mean, this is like a Dave Letterman stupid pet trick. He lands, Gordon's there just in time to see the Joker escaping. Gordon tries to get the jump on him, but instead Joker pulls a fish, which kind of, I guess, surprises him as he throws it at him and makes his escape to the roof and off of it. Barely catching a rail that falls, and he lands on a train. Made you look, ha ha. Okay, it's kind of ridiculous. Anyway, he does mock the Batman as the train continues on, not seeing that the Batman himself lands behind the Joker on the train. She almost had me, you know. Arms and legs chained, my belt gone, dizzy from the blood rushing to my head. I had no other way out than convincing her to call you. I knew your massive ego would never allow anyone else the honor of killing me. Though, I have to admit, she came a lot closer than you ever did, Puddin'. And this just drives the Joker into a mad rage, and like an animal, he leaps towards the Batman, grabbing the Batman by the throat, strangling him The Batman gets out of it by boxing the Joker's ears, only to receive an elbow to the face. Countering with a roundhouse kick, Batman gets socked in the stomach and then the head, and that's when Joker pulls a knife and, laughing, goes towards the Batman. And BAM! Batman uppercuts him off of the train and into the smokestack while Joker yells, "Oh no, not again!" And the TV reports. Though a body has not yet been found, it seems extremely unlikely that Gotham's clown prince of crime has survived his latest brush with the Batman and the police. Still, he has been notorious for resurfacing when least expected. Never again. No more obsession, no more craziness, no more Joker. I finally see that slime for what he really is. I'll serve my time peacefully, heal myself, and get out of here. I will. Well, Harley, I hope you've learned your lesson. But probably not, and to think you were so strong, so sure of yourself. So tell me, Harley, how did it feel to be so dependent on a man that you'd give up everything for him, gaining nothing in return? It felt, and she looks to see a flower, a rose, with a card that says, "Feel better soon, Jay." It felt like a kiss. It's cringy, not in a bad, in a bad way. It's like, damn, I like the narrative of the relationship. I just don't like the relationship, It is kind of hard to watch, but it's so good. And Mad Love, in my opinion, is one of the best animated series stories of all time, hands down. Anyway, gang, there you go. The first appearance and the origin story of Harley Quinn. This was a long video, I know. I don't think a lot of people have made it all the way to the end, but if you did, what did you think of it? Let me know in the comments below, okay? Not just of the story itself, but of the video. What can I do better? What do you not like? And I understand voices are terrible, so don't at me, bro. Anyway, let me know in the comments below, but don't forget to click like and share. Get word out about the channel because YouTube is not sharing. YouTube is squeezing the life out of this channel. That's why I started Old Man Comics, so don't forget to go sub over there. And if you haven't subbed here, do that, and make sure on both channels you're ringing the bell and that you have notifications on, because that's all YouTube cares about. And don't forget to go on over to Patreon or to Ko-Fi, and if you want to commission your own video, you can pick any topic, any subject, any character, any object, anything, and I'll do a video onto that. I'd like to thank everybody who's already done that, and to everyone, all of the true believers, thank you very, very much for watching.